Hello, I'm Maya, and today we will be going over some yoga flow poses that lead into some spinal twists, and we will also be taking special considerations for pregnancy. So, in order to make sure any new exercise or new activity you're starting during your pregnancy is safe for you, it's always a good idea to first consult with your doctor. Um, Even if you are experienced in yoga, there are some postures that just are simply not safe or may be very uncomfortable for you. So, today we will talk about some modifications for the twists we have planned. Typically, twists are a pose you want to watch out for when you're pregnant, particularly in your first trimester when it's the most dangerous time for your pregnancy and it's just forming and starting. So, as your pregnancy develops and your belly obviously becomes bigger, you don't want to do any poses that constrict you. You don't want to force yourself into any twists and hurt your low back or your abdominals. And you want to make sure that you have plenty of room between the tops of your legs and your stomach so you're not compressing baby. So, first, I'd like us to warm up just by sitting comfortably and connecting to our breath and our bodies today. Maybe shutting the eyes, taking a deep inhale through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, maybe sighing, releasing the stress of the day. And also practice some yogic breathing here, also known as three-part breath. It also works the diaphragm. So we can inhale first into the belly, then to the ribs, then finally the chest. And when we exhale, we will exhale the reverse order. So first from the chest, then the ribs, then finally the belly. If you want, you can place the hands on the belly to feel the expansion there. So inhale all the way up to the chest, and then exhale from the chest first. Belly towards the back of the spine. Feel anywhere there might be tension in your body, anywhere that might be sore or injured. We're going to want to start by warming up our necks, our cervical spines. So exhale and drop the chin to chest. Inhale and roll the ear over to one shoulder, making sure to keep the shoulders low, away from the ears, not scrunched up. Exhale back to the center. Inhale to the other side. Feel that nice stretch through the sides and the back of the neck. Do a few more with your own breathing. And the last exhale, when you come back to center, inhale, bring that gaze back up. We're going to roll through the shoulders to warm up shoulders here. So roll them back and away from the ears, going towards the front. Inhale, roll them down the back. Exhale, bring them to the front. You can even do some seated, like cat-cow movements here, where you work the whole spine into the movement. Exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, arch the spine, look up. Exhale, drop belly in. Inhale, shoulders down and back. Arching the spine, looking up. Exhale, round to the back. And inhale, come to a more neutral spine. And we will start with some of our twists. So first, if you'd like, it's a good idea to sit on a block give you a little bit more length in your spine and get a little bit more space between your vertebrae. Also, if you're pregnant, this helps open up the space between your belly and your thighs. So first, we'll start with a gentle twist. If you're pregnant, I want to encourage you to twist only as far as your back and your abdominals allow you to before placing your hands on your legs or the ground. So inhale to lengthen through the crown of the head, elongate the spine. Exhale, twist. Stop wherever it feels comfortable to you. Place your hands down. If you are not pregnant, you have the option to put the hand on the outside of the knee to deepen your twist a little bit if you're pregnant. And even if you're not, it's never a great idea to force yourselves into any positions or to overextend yourself. So only do what is comfortable for you. But if you'd like a little bit more tension there, you can place the hand on that knee. Use the backhand as a kickstand behind you, but make sure we're not leaning onto it. We have a straight spine, just resting the hand back. You can gaze over the top of that shoulder. Feel the stretch in your mid-back, thoracic, and cervical spine. Every inhale, elongate through the vertebra, and on the exhale, see if you can open up any more space to twist a little bit deeper. Always making sure to listen to your body. On an inhale, come back to center, releasing the twist. We'll do it on the other side. So twist only to where it feels comfortable. Place the hands down. The inhales elongate. The exhales twist a bit deeper if you find the space. Maybe gaze over that shoulder. Come back to center. Beautiful job. So now we can work in one of our main twists. This is a seated twist called Half Lord of the Fishes. It's also called Ardha Matsyendrasana. So this pose is quite restrictive. You kind of are pretzeled up a little bit. So I'll show you the full expression and then I'll show you how we would modify it for those that are pregnant. So first, we can find our sits bones, lengthen through the spine. We're going to take one of our feet and bring it around to the side here. And then the other leg, we're going to cross over. So you're kind of already constricted a bit. So if you are pregnant, you may want to kind of widen your stance a little bit. You may want to sit on a block so you're elevated and the legs aren't so close to your trunk. But make sure you are rooted down through your sits bones, elongate it up. For the general population, you can twist and you can hook this elbow on the top of that top knee. And bring the hand back behind you like a kickstand. Inhale and elongate through the spine. Exhale, see if you can find a deeper twist. Maybe gaze over that back shoulder. Inhale to release and come back to center. Now, if you are pregnant, that can cause a lot of pressure on your belly. Your belly would be hitting the top of your thigh here. You don't want to compress the baby. So instead of twisting towards this top thigh in this posture, we're going to twist the other way toward the open side so that there is more room for you and you're not twisting so harshly through the lower back. So for those that are pregnant, inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist only to where it's comfortable for you. It might not be that much. You can place the hand maybe on the foot, the ankle, maybe on the knee, and put that kickstand behind you. Again, we're not leaning onto the hand. We're elongated through our spine, and we're just placing the hand behind us. Again, you're going to want to inhale to lengthen, exhale to see if you can find just a little bit more room in that twist. Doing a wonderful job. And then inhale to release and come back to center. We're going to do that on the other side as well. So again, foot comes around the side, top foot comes over. For people who aren't pregnant, we can twist on the exhale and hook that elbow around that knee. Stay here for several breaths. And again, for those that are pregnant, we're going to twist the opposite direction. We don't have to have a bind and put the elbow on the knee. We can grab wherever feels comfortable. Make sure we stop the twist wherever feels best for us, not pushing ourselves into this. But again, you elongate through the crown of the head, and then maybe twist a little deeper. You can twist the neck, get more of a stretch in the upper back here. Inhale to come back to center. Okay, so the next twist we're going to talk about, I'm going to begin in Tadasana, mountain pose. So we're going to want to think about Parivrtta Trikonasana, or the revolved triangle pose. So typically, for the general population, you take a stance a bit wider than hips width apart, rotate that front foot toward the front of the mat, and rotate the back foot in about 45 degrees. Make sure the heels are lined up. Now have the legs straight. Rotate so that the hips are toward the top of the mat, and then you hinge forward, and you can place the hand on the ankle, the foot, maybe the ground. You can use a block if you need to. Find what feels best for you. You place the hand on the outside of that front leg, bring the arm up. You can gaze up at that arm. If you want to take a bind, you can bring it behind the back. So this is revolved triangle pose. However, for those that are pregnant, you can see that how this could cause some strain, how the belly is compressed against this top thigh. So in order to make this safe for those that are going through pregnancy, we'd widen the stance a little bit. So take the feet closer to the sides of the mat. We have a bit more room for the belly when we fold forward. And we're not going to want to fold past about 90 degrees with the legs. So we're going to want to stop when our trunk is about 90 degrees away from the top thigh. So we have plenty of room for the belly and the baby. And then the twist may not be as deep. We're going to let our bodies decide what's best for us there. But you can bring the hips toward the front, keep a strong, flat back, hinge forward. And this may be about enough hinge for you, depending where you're at. But you can put your hand on the top of that thigh or the shin and just open up through the side here. If you'd like, you can place a block maybe on the inside of the foot. You can open up if that feels okay. Maybe just place the hand on the low back. Make sure to not go too far into this twist. If it is uncomfortable for you, always find your edge and stop wherever it feels best for you. If your hamstrings are tight, you might have a little bend in that front leg. Inhale, lengthen, elongate through the spine. Exhale to see if you can find any more of a deeper twist. Maybe gaze up at that hand, maybe not. Exhale to come back up. You can do that on the other side as well. So whatever foot you didn't lead with, bring that one towards top of the mat, facing the mat. Bring the back one in about 45 degrees. Square the hips toward the front of the mat. You can kind of facilitate bending forward. If this is a regular, not modified version, you can place the hand on the ground, on the ankle, on the foot, on a block, on the outside of that leg. Twist open. Gaze up at the fingers, the top of the hand. Try to keep the back straight. Open up through the heart center. Inhale to elongate. Exhale to see if you can twist deeper. And then again, for pregnancy, you can widen the stance a bit. And bring a block wherever feels comfortable. Make sure you have one nearby. Wait, square off the hips. And then stop wherever you need to, wherever feels comfortable. Maybe it's not too far of a bend at all. And you can just twist open. Maybe the hand comes to the low back. And then exhale to come back up to standing. Our next posture that we're going to talk about is Parvarta Parsvakonasana. Sorry, that one I struggle with. But this is also called revolved extended side angle pose. It is similar to the pose we just did in a way, but first, beginning from Tadasana, mountain pose, take a wider stance than you did for Trikonasana. You'll rotate both feet toward the front, and typically this can be done basically in like a low lunge where you're up on the toes. But if that's a bit too much of a strain for you, you can come down onto the knee, onto the top of the foot there. So typically in this pose, for those that aren't pregnant, you would square the hips toward the front of the mat, tuck the pelvis, inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then you come forward, you take prayer hands to heart center, and you twist. And you can hook that elbow on the outside of that knee. However, this, if you're pregnant, causes a lot of pressure. So to alleviate that, there are some modifications. Basically, you can support, you can kind of hug under your ribs and twist just slightly and bring the arm up and gaze up at the hands. You want to keep basically still about a 90-degree angle between the top of the thigh and the belly. So you might not bend over at all, basically. You can make sure the tailbone remains tucked. And you can just open up through that side body, feeling that stretch in the shoulder. Taking a few breaths here. Exhaling, come back. You also have the option to put that hand on the knee and twist. But again, not pulling, not forcing yourself into any position. You also have the option, because in the twist you do get more of a side body stretch, you can open up, raise the arm up, extend through the crown of the head, and then bend over to the side of the front leg. Inhale to come back up. Exhale back down. Inhale back up. So there, you make sure that you don't miss out on the twist in the spine or the side stretch that that one offers. We can do it on the other side, a wide stance, both feet facing the front, can drop down onto the knee. So we have real good balance here. Oop, spoke too soon. So again, you can bring the hands to prayer and heart center. You would twist across. It's a great stretch in the low back. You can even gaze over if you want. Keep the gaze toward the front. Again, for pregnancy, that's putting too much pressure on the belly there. So instead, we can again do that side angle stretch. Do the side stretch where you raise up and then lean over to the side that the front leg is. Inhale back up. Exhale over. Inhale back up. And then for the spinal twist, you can place the hand on the knee. You can hug the ribs, but you just twist very gently. You don't bend forward too much. You can extend your other arm for the back of you, and you can gaze at those fingertips. You feel this through the upper back really well. Inhale, return to center. So now, to close out this practice, I'm going to have us do some seated cat-cows again. Kind of cool down the spine. Exhale to round the back. Inhale to arch. Follow your own breath. Connect back with your breath. Come to a neutral spine, and then roll onto your back. We're going to do happy baby pose. You grab the outer sides of the feet, maybe the big toes, but bring the knees out wide. You can kind of play around with this, maybe rocking back and forth, massaging the low back. Release the feet. Tuck the tailbone under and lay completely flat on your back for Shavasana. Take notice of how you felt before this practice and how you feel after. Notice if any areas feel looser, if they feel more comfortable. Connect to your breath, slowing down your breathing. Maybe let the eyes close. Thank yourself for coming to this practice, taking the time. Everyone's schedules can be so busy, but it's so important to take this time for you to make sure you can check in on how you're feeling. Whenever you're ready, you can roll onto one side and come back up into sitting. Slowly open the eyes. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for watching.